Hey, hi Charles. Hey, I heard you just got back from a conference.
I did. I was at the Northwest Tarot Symposium in Portland, Oregon. It was a lovely time. I'm a big fan of tarot conferences for a bunch of reasons that we thought really, like that would be a good topic to get into today. One, like official tarot events, but also you and I have both organized, smaller down on the farm kind of tarot events as well. I'll start with, so I love a tarot conference because I'm an extrovert, which is sort of rare in the tarot world. But there's the internet, right? And you can communicate with people on the internet. You can even feel like you have relationships with people you watch, videos of, or and all of that. But in-person gatherings of tarot people are pretty special. Um, People are a little, sometimes people, Barbara, I'm sure you've not ever heard this before, but sometimes people on the internet are a little aggressive
Mhm.
and a little factional and a little high-minded about what one ought to do and not to do in tarot. And gosh, most of that just sort of goes away when you're at the conference hanging out with people. Um, One person I we had sort of like a weird little rivalry in the old tarot forum days, and then we met at the conference. We got along really, really well. So hi, Dan Pelletier of Tarot Garden. If you're watching this, I adore you, and I love shopping at Tarot Garden online and at tarot conferences where you appear. But okay, just real quick about the official conferences themselves. So like there's a bunch of them in different regions of the world. I like to go to the Northwest Tarot Symposium because it's where I live, but I know there's the UK
Mhm.
Tarot Society, or it has something.
Yeah.
There's two right on, and then there's New York, um,
In Florida.
Florida. And so one thing is that unlike other spiritual communities, which is the tarot world is very flat, and you can when you're at these events, something that I really love is that there's the shared love of tarot brings everyone together there, and there's not this sense of like, oh, who are you, like we're small strange people, the tarot readers, and you will be seated next to, like, you could be seated next to Mary Greer,
Mhm.
because she's also in this taking this class with you. And when the host says, the host, there's not a host, there's a teacher, the presenter says, okay, turn to each other and let's give sample readings. You're reading with Mary Greer, and because we're that flat in the tarot world, it's just a good way to like connect with people. Also, I feel when we read tarot, we develop these like ruts in our methods, like deep grooves of like, this is what the Page of Cups means every time. And at a conference, you can kind of think expansively and get outside of like maybe what's your tarot comfort zone
Mhm.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of oh, and then of course shopping.
I was gonna
Shopping.
say, I was waiting for you to go into that because
Well, yeah. Tell me what do you love shopping at a tarot conference?
did you say why do I
What?
love?
Yeah. Why do you?
Oh,
What's the?
well, okay. I don't know if this is as true as it used to be, but I used to love to go to see the independent or self-published decks because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see them other places.
Yes.
So finding like a deck that only 200 copies were made, and so it's like super special. I love that kind of thing. And I liked buying handmade things by other tarot readers, other
Mm-hmm.
tarot craftspeople. So I like to go to find unique things that you can't find anywhere else.
It's funny you mentioned that because I wasn't planning this, but right behind me on my little tarot altar here, when I was at Newt's, I picked up a copy of the Sacred Smut Tarot,
Oh,
and I think I'm allowed by YouTube to show an image like that on there. I'd never heard of this. The
mm,
artist was there, and they put a copy out on the like the freebie table. A friend got it, and I saw it, and I really enjoyed it because just to like stop this whole conferencing and just promote one single independent deck. There's a lot of erotic decks out there, and they tend to be a little a little gimmicky, a little cheesy, and this one is a very thoughtful, artistic approach. So yeah, you can find sacred smut at these conferences, Barbara, right? You can't get that anywhere else,
It's
except Etsy, where I believe it's available for sale. So,
always.
sorry, okay, I wanted to promote that one deck.
Hmm.
And then I don't know. Also, you get to drink with tarot readers, and
Hmm.
that means you get to drink and read tarot with tarot readers
Hmm.
at these events. But
That was
yeah,
one of the most fun things that I remembered is, I mean, the classes are, of course, fantastic. I love
sure.
learning new things and it's great. Um, but additionally, after hours, reading for other tarot readers in the bar or the lobby of the hotel or whatever. So much fun. And I mean, sometimes impromptu classes would start, like I remember sometimes in New York, we'd be in the lobby and, we'd clear off one of the tables and someone would start laying things out and we'd be like, well, wait, what about this? What about that? And just like learning things together.
Hmm.
No teacher, just we're all exploring and kind of mad science experimenting.
Yes. Rick, you and I met at a tarot conference, and I'd seen you present in past years, but it was the year that we started talking about the magicians, which we both love, that like a communication began. And,
That's
the
right.
rest,
Yes. You can meet your next new best friend at a tarot conference.
absolutely. Um, Goodness, and then I just lost it. But one more thing about, no, it must have been a lie, as the Italians say.
Mm. Well, I
So,
mean,
okay, that's the big tarot conferences, right?
mhm.
There's also, and not everyone has access to that. And also, they're only like once a year, and you have to travel to them. So, I have been a part of a few local meetups in my life, and I'd love to just talk about how do you do that. A lot of tarot readers are not extroverts, so this might be a little harder. And so I'm here to be your emergency what is it? This emergency support
Mhm.
extrovert. Anyway,
Yes.
um, so I remember the tarot forum days. Sometimes people would just post a thread that was like, "Who are all the readers in this area?" And I've seen it happen in like the Facebook groups today. But I remember at one time, I just posted, "Are there any readers in the South Bay?" I lived in San Jose, California at the time, and lo and behold, I met two people nearby that wanted to meet up. We met up at a local bookstore, and we just showed each other's decks and read for each other, and it was really great. And then that little group expanded to include other South Bay readers that my one friend knew. She would not want me to mention her name. And then I'm still friends with these people. Lo, these nearly 20 years later, um, getting together with them. I've moved since then, but we still get together. Um, so that's one way. It's just sort of finding your local, like just asking who's nearby. You always want to meet, and of course, you always want to meet in a public place that's well lit and well attended, because there's crazy people on the internet, right? The other thing that I have done is the local metaphysical bookstore, like the New Age bookstore near me. I knew the owners, and they were interested in having a tarot gathering. So I came up with what then became Tea and Tarot, which was like a monthly meetup that lasted for several years. And all it was they would put up a notice in their store, they put it on their schedule, and that there'd be this tarot meetup. I would show up with decks, and I made tea, and I had teacups and all that stuff. You don't need to do the tea thing, but it is nice. Um, and then I just had a plan for every meeting of what we would do. And sometimes there would be as few as three, sometimes as many as 10 attendees. And the easiest thing to plan is to just bring a spread for everyone to try that day. Just find kind of an unusual spread. There's a million of them. You can find them in. There's books of spreads that Barbara's written. There's tarot calendars that Charles has written. But just pair everyone off and get them to read for one another. and it's a great little way to get started. And I personally was a big fan of not charging for that experience because I wanted it to be like a community experience and have people come together. I did take donations to pay for the tea, but just a way to bring people who love tarot together. And it's usually, you get a lot of beginners that way.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I think it's pretty funny. The idea that an extrovert will, like start up the tarot meetup. And I think that's probably really true because you are an extrovert and you did start up a meetup. Here,
Um,
the local meetup is run by my another friend of mine who is also an extrovert. Um, I tried to start something like you said by saying, um, I don't remember where I was posting this. It wasn't on social media, so I don't even know where I posted it. But I just like on Tuesday afternoons between 2 and 3, I'm going to be at this coffee shop with a pile of books and decks. If anyone wants to come talk tarot with me, but I'm an introvert and I'm shy, so I didn't like push it too much. Because what if somebody came and I had to talk to them,
ah,
right? But
ooh.
but someone did come, and
Mhm.
it was just one person who came, very brave of them, and we had a wonderful time. I ended up giving them like a bunch of free stuff because I was so grateful that somebody came. And that person actually ended up working at Llewellyn. They no longer do, but now they're still in the tarot business. They're a professional reader now. So that was kind of cool.
Right
Um,
on.
but yeah, I do love the tarot meet, whether it's through meetup or whatever, a local tarot gathering.
Hmm.
It's just because it's not, even though there's often someone leading it, like my friend leads the local one and
Hmm.
does some teaching, it's really more about everybody doing it. We're not being
Hmm.
spoon fed. So it's good for attendees too, because it helps them not just be passive ingesters of information. They have to be more active, and that's good for people, I think.
100%. And I guess, so something I haven't done, but I've seen done is the creating an online group. Let's say you can't get together with people in your local area. Maybe you don't live near a metaphysical bookstore or a a bookstore you feel comfortable at, or maybe in where you live, you wouldn't feel comfortable being like out as a tarot reader. I
Right.
have seen people create like just little um, gatherings or Discord servers or something like that where they would meet on Zoom has made these things possible. Um, they're just a little trickier to maintain because um, it's easier for people to kind of fall off. So you got to have like a good, honestly, having the same cadence of the
Mhm.
meetings like really helps. I feel like this helps with like covens, people who play Dungeons and Dragons, all of that. Like you have to have the same cadence. So I just picked like the last Sunday of the month or something like that, and that was why I get together. Sounds like you had wanted to, a lot of people choose Tuesdays. I think it's because Tuesday night tarot is a thing.
Oh, well, I honestly don't know. I just, whenever I'm pulling out a random day,
Mhm.
any random Tuesday, for some reason, Tuesday is that day.
Tuesday works. You want to be astrological. Wednesdays ruled by Mercury, which might be the one for diviners. So if you're looking for a reason. So anyhow, that's
Yeah, it's
quite a
just,
bit of information about getting together with tarot people, either at the big highfalutin
mhm.
gatherings, in hotels, or at your local library or bookstore.
Right, for sure. Yeah. And if all else fails, make your, I don't know, your close friends or your siblings get into tarot so you have somebody nearby to just do tarot things with.
Yes, of course, you should convert people.
That's it, convert. Yes. We're
Yes,
evangelical.
evangelical tarot readers. Yes, go forth.
Go forth, everybody. And until next time,
Fortuna et Gloria.
yeah.